moneynow100.com. You could get up to $5,000 as soon as the next business day. Go to moneynow100.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Type in the address bar moneynow100.com. That's moneynow, the number 100.com.
Oh, welcome to Picks and Parlays here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and also iHeartRadio and TuneIn. I'm your host, Nick Geber, in for Chelsea Messenger. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. Happy November 12th, everybody. I want to wish all my Malaysian friends a happy birthday of the Sultan of Kelantan Day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really, really jazzed and wired up for the birthday of Sultan Kelantan Day. And if you're here in the United States, of course, I want to wish everybody a happy official happy hour day, because that's what today is. It's the official happy hour day. So go have a drink. You might need one. I've had a few. It's about how I get through this show. Just kidding. We got a lot to get to today. We're going to kick it all off with some basketball. Now, we used to call him Bandwagon. Now he's just the handicapper, formerly known as Bandwagon. We'll get him a sign. Tony Brown joining me here in studio to talk a little NBA, Clippers at Rockets, Raptors at Blazers, and Villanova at Ohio State. And then El Tigre himself has escaped. We managed to corral him, though. Tony El Tigre Tellez joins us on the guest line for some college football. Fresno at San Diego State, Michigan State at Michigan, and Wake Forest at Clemson. And then we will end it all with the grand finale. Sean Higgs will join us for some NFL. Steelers at Browns, Saints at Bucks, Falcons at Panthers. Those are the games we're going to talk about today. If there's a game you're looking for that's not on that list, though, never fear. You can go to our website, picksandparlays.net, where we have more free picks than you're going to know what to do with. And when you're ready to kick it up a notch, our expert picks are there for you to enjoy and utilize in your safe and, I might add, responsible sports betting. All right, this is how the show works. We'd love to hear from you. Find us on our social media platforms, whether that's YouTube, whether that's Twitter, and again, it's at Parlay Radio, or you can hashtag us, hashtag Parlay Radio. We'll see your comment. We'll put it up on the screen. I will endeavor to answer it, provided, of course, that it's just not too rude, some rude being okay at this point. All right, once again, I'm Nick Geber. Find me Twitter at Nick Geber. I'm going to take a break. We're going to kick this show off with a bang with the handicapper, well, formerly known as Bandwagon, Tony Brown, joining me right here in just 3 minutes.
Haul packages for a living? A gas-powered Mercedes-Benz Sprinter delivers. Transport people? A Sprinter van with 0% financing is a five-star idea. If food delivery is your thing, then a gas-powered Sprinter caters to you. And if you're a general contractor, the Sprinter with 0% financing nails it. Innovation, safety, and the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter is built for you. And it's built to protect your bottom line with 0% financing. The Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, starting at just $33,790. Gas engine, 0% financing, and starting at $33,790? Now that's a Sprinter that delivers. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
MSRP excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. See dealer for details about costs and terms. Only valid on 2018 or 2019 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans excluding cab chassis. Qualified commercial customers only. Financing offer valid through January 2nd, 2020.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Men, if you want to pee easier, listen to this. A new Nobel Prize discovery was just proven in a clinical trial to help men pee 241% more, ending multiple trips to the bathroom and the constant urge to go. This breakthrough is finally available in a pill called Prostavive LS, developed by famed men's health expert Dr. Al Sears, and for a limited time, you can get a free bottle. Call 800-769-8155. Patients who've taken Prostavive LS are singing its praises.
Hi, my name is Paul, and I'm 73 years old. I used to get up multiple times a night to go to the bathroom, but after taking Prostavive LS, I now sleep through the night.
Prostavive LS does not require a prescription, and there are no side effects. But this free bottle is not available in stores. Call 800-769-8155 to get your free bottle of this Nobel Prize-winning discovery proven in clinical trials to help men pee 241% more. That's 800-769-8155.
Welcome back to Picks and Parlays here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, also streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber. I've been threatening it, I've been promising it, and now it is time for some basketball action. I'm joined by our very own resident and expert basketball handicapper, Tony Brown. Tony, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me again.
I want to personally wish you a happy birthday of the Sultan of Kazantan Day. How are you planning on celebrating?
By going out for National Happy Hour Day,
Okay,
of course.
I think those two holidays
hand,
could
right.
well work together here, don't you think?
That's why they are on the same day, right?
I think so. I think in Malaysia, they don't drink alcohol there, do they?
I'm not sure. I've
They
never
cane
been.
you. I don't know. Whatever. We'll get to that another time. All right. Sounds kind of interesting. But anyway.
Right.
All right, Tony. Let's kick it all off. Raptors at Blazers. The Raptors 7-3, 6-4 against the spread. Their 88-98 loss on Monday to the Clippers ended a 3-game winning streak for them. Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka, and my fellow Englishman, by the way, OG and Anunoby are all unlikely to play. Injuries being the problem there. For Portland, 4-6, they're 5-4-1 against the spread. They actually playing tonight, I think, right?
Yeah,
Against the
they have a
Kings.
game tonight.
They're playing Sacramento tonight.
Yeah.
The last game was a 124-113 win over Atlanta. They snapped a nasty 4-game losing streak. They just snapped it right there. They're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5. What do you have on this one?
I like Portland. This line opened up at 5, but it's dropped all the way down to 3 because they're playing tonight. So both of these teams will be a little bit tired. Portland will be playing the second night of a back-to-back, but Toronto will be playing their 4th game in 5 nights. They'll be playing their 4th road game in a row. And the reason they lost last night to the Clippers, they only put up 10 points in the 4th quarter. It's a career low for the franchise, 10 points, and they're just exhausted, flat out. So I think this game may be close for a little while with Portland coming off this back-to-back, but then Portland blows them away in the second half, and they win this one easy.
So you've just seen this game in your head?
Yeah, it's just...
You played this over, or was it on NBA 2019?
No, I played it over in my head.
Not on NBA.
No, I don't
Are you
play
sure?
no video games no
No,
more.
come on.
Okay, you caught me. I played it on 2K19.
I knew you did. All right, gotcha.
It came out.
Gotcha. By the way, he did not like the nickname of bandwagon, which was given to him, and
It's the
neither
worst
did
nickname
our
in sports.
viewers and listeners who were complaining. So I have an idea for a new nickname for him, but I'm going to put it out there for you. What should we call this man? Tony Brown. It just doesn't work. We have to give, everyone has a nickname except for me, of course.
I was just about to say, what's your nickname?
No, I'm the host. I don't have a nickname. And so we need to know. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know. Find us. Put it up on our YouTube, or even better, our Twitter page.
Be nice.
Parlay Picks. Parlays is our Twitter handle. So find us there. What should we call Tony Brown? I have an idea, Tony. And if we don't hear from anyone by the end of the show, my one is going to stick.
Well, I mean, bandwagon was your last idea, so I don't know.
This is
Come
even
on, guys.
better than bandwagon.
Come on.
Okay. All right, let's get to it. Next one, Clippers at Rockets. Clippers 7-3. 7-3 against the spread. How about that? They had a good win on Sunday, beating the Raptors to 88. They're 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games. The Rockets 7-3, 3-7 against the spread. Won the last 4 straight, including Monday's 122-116 win over the Pelicans. Total has gone under in 5 of the Rockets' last 6 games. What, Clippers -8 was the line on this?
No. Actually, the Rockets will just be a small favorite at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what I got off one of those sites, so apparently it's wrong.
Oh, yeah, it has to be wrong.
No, it has to be wrong, right?
Rockets they lead the league in scoring. James Harden leads the league in individual scoring. So an individual scorer, the team lead in scoring. They're outstanding, so they're going to be favored at home by a small bit, and I think they deserve it. My Uncle Andre used to always tell me this, sometimes don't overthink stuff. James Harden's the #1 player on the #1 team. He's the #1 scorer on the #1 scoring team. You can't win if you don't score. They're at home.
And he has the #1 beard.
Right.
I mean hands
down in the in all of sports, not just the NBA.
I agree.
All of sports,
all sports, yeah.
So you couple all that in, and I think the Rockets pick this one up at home. But it's going to be a great game. They're 3-7 against the spread, and we play to win money. We don't play just to win, so we got to watch out for that. But I think it's just a small spread.
But let's be honest, when you win money, then you really do win.
Right. So
a
win-win situation.
Villanova at Ohio State. Let's turn our attention to some college basketball.
Right.
10th ranked Villanova against 16th ranked Ohio State. This is actually one of these sort of marquee matchups in the next round of college basketball. What are we in week? We're like match day 3 for 2 for some people, 1 for some people.
This is game 2 for Villanova, game 3 for Ohio State.
Right, exactly. Game 2 for Villanova.
Still early.
So Villanova opened the campaign with a 97-54 win against Army. Damn you. Okay, Buckeyes beat UMass Lowell 75-56 last time out. This should be a good game, though. Both teams have solid playmakers, and Jay Wright and Chris Holtman, they're great coaches.
Right.
I mean, really good coaches. I actually didn't get a line on this one when I was doing my research for the show. What do you have on this one?
This one is Ohio State -1 at home. So basically like a pick 'em. I mean, you can take the money line with with Villanova, and you can get +110 on the money line, or you can just take that 1 point in case it's a free throw and maybe get a push or something. But I love Villanova in this spot. Ohio State, they're 2-0, but both of the games were on neutral sites. So this is going to be their actual first true home game. So it's a lot of pressure, you know what I mean, when you go into that Big Ten environment and Ohio State. So they're going to have a lot of pressure on them. And they play some just average teams, all right teams. They put up 15 threes in both of the games, so they're just average from beyond the arc. And then you got Villanova coming in there absolutely on fire. They put up 15 threes alone in their solo game. They've only played once. And then I told you when you asked me last week about who I thought would win, I told you college basketball is all about coaching. And Jay Wright may be the next great one. He has 2 championships in the last 4 years, so it's like he's due. He wins one every other year, 16, 18. It's the 2020 season.
Take the year off?
I think so. Celebrate Sultan's Day and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Sultan of Kazantan Day is a big thing.
It's huge, right? Yeah. So he took the year off last year. He didn't get the chip, and he's going to be right back on track this year. They're top 10. They're ranked better than Ohio State. I think Ohio State's only the favorite because they're at home, and home court advantage won't be enough tonight, Nick.
Talk to me a little bit about what we were talking about, some early bets for college basketball. We had this discussion.
Right.
I mean, as you're looking at how this field unfolds, I mean, because college basketball is all about the upset, right?
Period.
Period. That's why it's such a fun sport to bet.
Well, the day-to-day betting, though. But see, when you get down to it, these big programs have been consistent in the, going to the Final Fours and 16s. You might have an upset once or twice in the early rounds, but you get your Dukes, your Kansas, your Carolinas. You know what I mean? It's been pretty much standard.
By the way, I'd like to point out, if you're watching this show on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, other than just listening to it on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, you might notice that Tony and I are wearing the exact same gear. Now, this isn't because we coordinated this before the show.
No, you didn't even call me this time.
Generally, we call early and we talk about, where you're getting your hair done and your nails and,
all our good stuff, right.
But actually, this was purely by accident. Because we love the free swag from Picks and Parlays. Let's be honest.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
I get it free from the company. Why not wear it?
I mean, my wardrobe just has nothing but Picks and Parlay stuff in it at this point.
Yeah,
I don't shop for clothes anymore. And I will ask El Guapo when he comes to town next time, I need some more.
Take care of us both.
Because I don't like to wash them either.
Right.
I just like to put on something brand new
You're
every
giving
time.
away all our secrets, man.
I know. I can't. I can't help it. All right. Any other basketball games coming up that are worthy of discussion?
Not really, unless it's the Lakers. You know what I mean? I'm a big Laker fan.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I just think that The Lakers are ridiculous, man. They beat all the teams they're supposed to beat. Anthony Davis and LeBron, they look great. And then they get the Raptors with no Kyle Lowry, no Ibaka. Everybody's out, and then they just blow it. You know what I mean? And
after watching basketball for many years, it can be a very streaky sport.
Right.
And, one loss here or there is fine. They play so many games.
Right.
It's the
the NBA schedule is brutal, man.
It's brutal.
3 and 4 games in 5 nights, back-to-back.
It's not if they have one sort of surprise loss to the Raptors. It's if that sort of morphs into a 3 or a 4 game losing streak.
And that's why I said we got to watch it.
Yeah, that's when you got to watch it. All right. That's about going to wrap up this basketball segment. We hope you have enjoyed it. Listen, Tony Brown, he knows a thing or two about basketball.
Yes.
If you want to find his picks, there is one place for you to go, and one place only. Go to picksandparlays.net, and they're all there for you. Tony has a load of free picks, and his expert picks are also there for you when you are ready to kick it up a notch and really get serious. Look, the free picks are great too. You can get serious with the free picks. But you know what? Betting on sports is all about having information, and we have it all for you at picksandparlays.net. And I think our 449 college basketball special is still going on. Head over to the website, picksandparlays.net.
Still up there right now.
It is. All right. We're going to take a break. I'll be back, coming back with LT Gray. Don't go anywhere.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. That's 800-430-9571.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Welcome back to the show, Picks and Parlays, here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, streaming live also. Live video as well on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and live audio on iHeartRadio, and tune in. I'm your host, Nick Geber. Find me on Twitter at Nick Geber, Nickgeber. I'm in for Chelsea Messenger, who was so rude as to decide to have a baby. I mean, okay, so we gave her the time off. She's on maternity leave. We look forward to when she comes back. In the meantime, promised you some college football with the man, the myth, the legend, El Tigre himself, who has escaped from his cage. Tony, welcome to the show.
Hey, Nick, glad to be here. Looking forward to college football. We're right into the meat of the schedule now in November here. 3 weeks left in the regular season, and these games now getting really big.
Yeah, they are indeed. Well, we've personally curated 3 of the finest college football spectaculars for our listeners and viewers. Shall we start with Fresno State at San Diego State? But before we do, I have to ask you, first of all, wish you happy birthday of the Sultan of Kazantan Day, Tony, and ask you how you're going to be celebrating today.
Well, maybe I'll go look for some Asian cuisine after the show for some happy hour food. Maybe that's all I'll do today.
Just kind of merge it all together. Good for you. All right, let's go, shall we then? Fresno State at San Diego State it is. Fresno State 4-5, 3-5-1 against the spread. Despite dropping the last game 35-37, Fresno actually has a decent offense, scoring about 35, 34 points a game thereabouts. San Diego State 7-2, 5-4 against the spread. 4-1 in the last 5 though. Still, the last game was a 17-13 loss. It was a low-scoring game. They lost to Nevada. I actually watched that game. The over is 5-0 in the Bulldogs' last 5 overall. I have San Diego minus 1.5 and the total at 44.5. What do you have, Tony?
Well, here the total here is 42.5 is the current total in this game. And, you know, Nick, I have to look. I know it's the totals come down because they look at San Diego State's offense, but I've got to go over a total of 42.5 in this one. We know, Fresno State is an inexperienced team. They've shown improvement offensively, but the defense has not been sharp at all. You look at their past 3 games, they've given up 526 yards, 174 of that rushing for 5 yards a carry. That poor run defense has opened up plays against their defense in the passing game. But on the other flip side here, Fresno State has shown the ability to move the football 407 yards. They're running the ball for 6 yards a carry, and they can throw the football behind Jorge Reyna coming off a big game against Utah State, 263 yards of passing. But, we know the Aztecs have had issues against moving the football offensively, but they've been able to score points on the poor defensive teams on their schedule like San Jose State and New Mexico State, where they had success running the football. We saw 270 yards rushing against the Spartans. That was over 5 yards a carry. They ran for 291 yards on the Aggies, over 6 yards a carry, Nick. So I like this game to go over total.
So you like the over on this game. And you said the points are now 42.5, so they've come down a couple of points, right?
Yeah, it come down a couple points because they've seen how San Diego State's offense has just been really poor. You saw that game against Nevada. Nevada not really getting a lot of respect from bettors this year. But, when you face a soft defense, I think they'll be able to run the football here against Fresno State, and things can open up. Because Fresno State, they're one way. They just play offense. They're not a strong defense, and things can open up in this game.
Yeah, the Aztecs only getting about 21 points a game. So it's certainly not going to be a scoring extravaganza, is it?
No, not at all, but you can see it in the total. You can see the early money coming under. But, again, you got to look at the Fresno's defense here. And, of course, San Diego State is under Rocky Long, a running-type team, and they should have success here running against this Bulldogs team, who really has not been very good here at all. Giving up over 500 yards against a Mountain West schedule in their past 3 games. It's not very good. And, of course, their offense is moving the football, though.
All right, let's move along, shall we? Let's do Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan 4-5, 2-7 against the spread. Michigan, that was Michigan State, excuse me. Michigan, it's just all a mouthful, isn't it? I mean, Michigan are 7-2, 5-4 against the spread. For Michigan State, they lost last week at home to Illinois, even as a 2-touchdown favorite. So that was a massive upset, I would say. They made lots of stupid mistakes in that loss and really kind of showing some mental fragility on this team. In the last 4 weeks, this is an incredible statistic, by the way, they've turned the ball over 13 times. And, Tony, we're going to get to the Michigan side of the equation here. But, I want to talk about coaching when I'm done with this, because that is a coaching issue. All right, let's talk about Michigan. They're coming off bye week. They've gone 5-1 since their loss at Wisconsin. I'll see if there's any decent stats here I have for our listeners and viewers. Yeah, Michigan State 0-5 against the spread in the last 5. And Michigan is 3-8 straight up and 1-10 against the spread in its last 11 games versus Michigan State. But look, Tony, for me, a coach, it's not just the X's and O's. And look, football is a coach's game. The coach that has the best strategy and the team that executes that strategy as close to perfection as possible is likely going to win the game. When you have a team that makes that type of mental mistakes, that turns the ball over 13 times, I mean, there is an issue with that team, and that has to come down to coaching. Don't you agree?
Well, it is coaching, and I think the problem with Michigan State is the fact that, you know, their quarterback, senior quarterback, Brian Lewerke, just is not an accurate passer. His numbers, you would think he would improve over his years at the program, but, you know, when you're completing just over 50% of your passes, I mean, those are freshman-like numbers. You're a senior now. You should be a little bit more accurate, but to his defense, Michigan State has not developed a running game for him. I mean, they have not run the ball very well in the past 4 seasons there at Michigan State. I think,
but Tony, that's coaching. That's coaching.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. I mean, you know, that's coaching. If your A game doesn't work yet, if A strategy doesn't work, you need a B strategy, and you need to have the players and the team and the coaching and the practice so that you can execute B strategy as well as A, and that's clearly not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening. And of course, there was some talk this week with D'Antonio, the head coach for Michigan State. He's had a very successful career, but the last few seasons have not been. The AD had to step up and say, you know, his job is not in danger. But, you know, one thing about the good coaches, I will say D'Antonio is a good coach, but he slipped up the last couple of seasons. They put more pressure on themselves. So if he feels he's not living up to his standards, he's the type of guy that'll just walk away from the program and won't listen to any of the noise. But yeah, I think he's got to be concerned here about his, like you said, about his coaching style, because it's really not working. He's a good defensive coach, but offensively, it's been really poor for this Spartans team. Yeah, so the Spartans have lost all of those games, which they've turned over the ball, an average of 21.5 points. Yeah, look, I know D'Antonio is a coach that people like and talk about, and he's certainly got a good track record. But you know, I don't like to see it when he starts saying, "Oh, you can't turn the ball over, and then you can't give up big plays." Well, you're the coach. All right, enough. I'll get off my bandwagon. By the way, what nickname should we call Tony Brown? Money. Or, I know, money, because if you look at the top of the leaderboards, I mean, in baseball, he does a great job. He does a great job on the ice. He's a really well-rounded, really good handicapper. I would just call him Money.
But isn't that Mayweather's nickname? I mean, you know,
that is true. That is true. I'm just throwing something we can, you know, there's a good starting point there.
I know. You know. How about we keep with the theme and we make him Tony Dinero Brown? How about that?
Well, we'll see how he thinks.
Otherwise, about that TB. There's his, you know. Tuberculosis, that's not a great nickname, but it could stick.
No, that's a tough one, especially if the
Probably
fan
not.
of the Street Stooges. That's not a good one.
Hey, Robbie, did we get any suggestions in?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, if you have a suggestion for a nickname for Tony Brown, we want to hear it, by the way. Let us know. Hashtag Parlay Radio. Send it to our Twitter account. It's at, I believe it's Picks Parlays is our Twitter account. All right, let's get on to the last game, shall we? And I'll be completely.
Well,
upfront.
we haven't got to this game
yet.
Oh no,
we didn't finish this one.
On this one.
Yes.
No, we were just kind of talking about coaching. So
I'm digressing. Yes, but I do that so well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. So what do we have on this one?
We're going to go under total here of 44. You know, the teams that played the under in their past 2 meetings coming up with no greater than 28 points combined. And this is one of those areas here where, you know, Michigan likes to run the football. And one thing Michigan State does is defend the run. So, again, I'm not a big fan of Shea Patterson, the Michigan quarterback. You know, if the run game's not going, I think it'd be a big struggle for him. So I think this is going to be one of those defensive grinders where Michigan State has the perfect opponent who's pretty much one-dimensional that likes to run the football. They can stop the run. I look at this game of going under a total here of 44.
Right, so yeah, low-scoring game. So, I mean, relatively speaking. Okay, I like that. Under 44 on this one. Let's move on to our last one. Wake Forest at Clemson. I'll be completely honest with you. My notes are sitting over there, and so it's not going to do me much help because I don't have incredible telescopic vision. So, Tony, take us away on this one.
All right, yeah, Clemson a huge favorite in this game, but I'm going to stay away from the point spread. I don't like to lay over in the 30 range, but I'm going to go over the total here of 59. The Tigers, their offense is in gear right now, scoring 55 points or greater in their past 3 games. They did put up 55 on Chelsea's NC State team, 59 on BC. Then prior to that, it was 45 on Louisville and Florida State. Against the ACC, Clemson really moving the football, 557 yards. Over their past 3, they've been balanced with that attack, 301 yards rushing, 7.1 yards a carry on the ground. So that's going to open up plays big downfield. But, Wake Forest, they've not been a really strong defensive team on the road, allowing 441 yards, 182 on the ground. But they do have a decent passing game. Their quarterback, Jamie Newman, is completing 64% of his passes, 22 touchdowns, 7 picks. Though he'll be without his leading receiver, there is enough depth here in that position for the Demon Deacons to have some success. And that's all you need, because Clemson's going to do all the heavy lifting here. All you need is a couple of touchdowns here from Wake Forest to push this one over. And Newman, well, he has 2 touchdown passes or greater in 5 straight, 7 of his 8 games this season. So, look, Clemson's going to score big. The Demon Deacons will get a couple of points here to generate this one to go over the total. So I like it over here, Nick.
So you like the over on this one? Yeah, that's good thinking there, Tony. I'm with you on that one, T. Gray. The over it is. All right. Tony Tellez, you can find him at picksandparlays.net. You can also find all of his free picks there. And again, his expert picks are there for you when you're ready, which should be sooner rather than later if you really want to make some money betting on sports. Picksandparlays.net. Find Tony there. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. NFL with Sean Higgs.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for our See Better, Drive Safer sale. Right now, get a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate when you purchase a pair of Bosch Focus or Trico Titan wiper blades. We'll even install them for free. Plus, you'll earn double O-Rewards points. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Hey, Mike, how's the house coming along?
Needs a ton of work. The pipes are leaking. Needs a new roof. The AC just broke. I just don't have time to do it all myself. You know anyone?
Oh, just ask Home Advisor. They match you with the best local pros for any home project.
Cool.
Yeah, you can read reviews and book appointments online.
What's it cost?
Actually, Home Advisor is always free to use.
Nice. I'll check it out.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Well, thanks for staying with us, and welcome back to Picks and Parlays. I'm your host, Nick Geber, in for Chelsea Messenger. My Twitter handle is @NickGeber. That's that weird @ thing, and then NickGeber. By the way, just a reminder, we're with you each and every weekday from 4 p.m. on the right coast to 1 p.m. on the left coast. Make sure you make us a regular part of your week. All right, we've done some basketball, some college football. We have avoided, like the plague so far, the National Football League, but never fear. Speaking of Kappas, we are very pleased to welcome back to the show regular contributor, Mr. Sean Higgs, to talk about some NFL. Before we get started, Sean, a couple of things, couple of points of business. I would be remiss if I did not wish you a very happy birthday of the Sultan of Kazantan Day, because of course it is November 12th. I know we all look forward to this day with a great deal of anticipation. So happy birthday of Sultan Kazantan Day to you. And second of all, we do currently have a Name the Kappa contest going on. Tony Brown needs a nickname. He didn't like the one I gave him. Oh, here we go. Square 707 suggests Mr. Kappa. It's not a bad one. I know Tony T, El Tigre, thought he should be Money, but then Floyd Mayweather has that, so I'm suggesting Dinero. Deshaun, what say you? Oh, there we go. Captain Hook. I like that one. Deshaun, what say you?
Let's go back to our little Malay holiday here. The birthday of the Sultan of who?
Kazantan. It's a very famous.
That's how you pronounce it, because it's like, if you say it phonetically, it's like Kellington.
I don't know. All I know is that, I'm usually so drunk for the birthday of the Sultan, day.
It's a big day today. It's
it
Youth
is.
National Day in East Timor. The big water festival is going on in Cambodia.
Oh, forget the Timorian Water Festival.
Yes. I mean, Raja Purnima in India, it's humongous. And
it is indeed. I'm so glad that you, like me, look forward to celebrating November the 12th.
Pardon, I'm going to probably chop up these names, because I'm not from Nepal, but Guru Nanak's birthday is today.
Oh,
and we have
the Guru.
Yes, and full moon Poya in Sri Lanka today.
Yeah, that's what, honestly,
for the
nothing better than a romantic date on Ilfumun Yoya Day in Sri Lanka.
No, we got to throw out some Sri Lankan cricket picks later on after the
we can do that.
Show.
Should we do some NFL picks? I still didn't get Tony Brown's nickname from you, but that's okay.
Let's... you can't have TB out there. That's just terrible. That's
tuberculosis I thought would be decent.
Yes,
he didn't like that.
That's
apparently, and I don't know why.
Tony Dinero. I think that's somebody's got that name. I think already.
Isn't that the guy that breaks your kneecaps if you don't pay him back on time?
That's Andy Dinero.
Cap Daddy, Ali Burns. There you go. Cap Daddy. All right.
Yeah.
I kind of like Cap Daddy.
Cap Daddy's not too bad.
Yeah, Cap Daddy. All right. Or how about dosh? Because that's an English slang term for money. Kind of like that one too. All right, let's get to it, shall we? I know everyone's waiting for NFL. They're like, when are these guys going to shut up and give me the pick? So let's do it. Steelers at Browns. Steelers 5-4, 5-3-1 against the spread. The Browns 3-6, 2-6-1 against the spread. The Steelers coming off a home win against the Raiders, 17-2. The Browns, they also won a last outing, beating the Bills 19-16 on the back of a strong Baker Mayfield performance. And have you ever seen? I mean, I always wanted to see Curtis Mayfield perform. Baker Mayfield, okay. The Browns are -3, totals 41.5. How do you see this one?
You got the Curtis Mayfield little gangster white wall, right? What was that, diamonds in the back?
That's it.
That's a good 70s tune.
It is exactly.
All right, listen.
Classic.
And speaking of classics, how about those Browns pathetics? Yeah, how are these guys favored? I mean, I had the Bills, and I got beat because I had them early in the week. I got 2.5. It hurt me there. As opposed to laying down 3. This team is an absolute joke, man. Freddie Kitchens he's got to go. If I could get 3 with Pittsburgh here, I'm taking the points. Well, I mean, 5-4 Tomlin, and I've knocked Tomlin before. But what a great job this guy's done. I mean, let's just think about between Bell and Brown, all the headache that we've seen from these guys already. What a great job he did keeping everything under control and winning playoff games and a Super Bowl with Big Ben. So I'm like a Pittsburgh here, just better organization all across the board. I know it's a short week. I can't lay any kind of points with the Browns. Not at all. Not at all. Not a fan. Although I do think they're going to score here. I think, the total looks a little 40. I think we're going to see some points because you got some sloppiness from Cleveland. The offensive line's bad. But they could run the ball. They got a halfway decent defense. But I like the points. The points to go over the 40. That'd be my top play here on Thursday night. But I'm also leaning Steelers. If I can get a 3, I'll gladly hop on a full field goal. 2.5. At that point, let's just go money line. I think Steelers will win it. But the over here, I like the most.
What is the money line on this one?
If it's 2.5, 3, you probably get about 115, 120 back. I'd assume.
That's
usually about 120 on a 3. Depend. A lot. These New Jersey lines, I see like you get plus 105, but I see 130 in other sites. So
yeah,
you got to shop around. A lot of new books in the biz, and they really kind of stick it to you if you're trying to get money line. Some of these spreads are, especially for baseball this year, were instead of you're laying 240 instead of getting 220 back, you're getting like 160. You're like, I'm not going to shop here for that. So always shop around for the price.
I wonder
especially
if anyone
now,
when the
19
Nationals
states
would...
got sports betting. Shop around. Shop.
I wonder if when the Nationals had 12 games under 500, if anyone put in a prop bet for them to win the World Series, and if at that point, and if they did, I wonder what they were getting for it. I wonder if it was like the 5,000 to 1 long shot Leicester City to win the Premier League. Then they went on to win it.
Well, I saw. I think somebody put them in when they were down in May, like whatever they were, 10 games under. I mean, I took them in September, right before the playoffs, at 7-1 to win the NL. So that was nice. I just do $100 on. I was down there, whatever. But
good.
Listen,
I'll tap
shop
you
around,
for
people.
A small loan right after the show.
You got it, buddy. Anything for you. I'll give you a shirt. I got some Picks and Parlay shirts too. So
yeah, you do as well. Yes,
cash
it's all our wardrobes. All right, let's do it. Next one: Saints at Bucks. The Saints 7-2, 6-3 against the spread. The Bucks 3-6, 2-7 against the spread. The Saints, well, they need to get them back on track after that shocking and, quite frankly, very disturbing loss to the Falcons. I think in the current form that the Falcons have been in this season, if you lose to them, they probably have to put on therapy for the Saints players to cope with that, because I think it's probably one of those psychologically defining moments for them. The Bucks coming off a 37-27 win to the Cardinals, which ended in a 4-game losing streak. And by the way, last week was the 7th straight Bucks game that they scored at least 50 points. So I'm smelling over here. How about you, Deshaun?
Well, listen, Tampa Bay is there with the R, and the Saints, I'll be honest. I mean, I had the Falcons last week because I thought that line was just way too many to give to Matt Ryan. Matty Ice is pretty good at playing in New Orleans, so that's not a shocking they put up points. The shocking was that Saints couldn't score anything off a bye week. So I'm looking here, New Orleans 5.5, 6, whatever the case would be. I'm going to be jumping on New Orleans here. I mean, I got the better coach. I got him off a loss. I got him looking for answers. I mean, this is just one of those games where, all right, the Niners lost, so you got to kind of keep pace now. Now you're looking at other teams to say, all right, I want my home fields. The Cowboys and Vikings have been losing. They got some loss under the belt, so you're battling basically the Niners. So, and even Seattle too here with their record at 8-2. So this is a game they have to win. If they're thinking about bye weeks and stuff like this coming ahead, you got to take care of a division opponent, one who's actually played you pretty tough over the years. But I can't trust Winston here. Not in a hungry situation where Saints are going to be hungry, and the Saints defense has been actually pretty good all year long. It hasn't been a bad defense. So, I mean, giving up 20 at home, 27, whatever it was, to the Falcons, which the shocking part is the Falcons didn't fire the head coach during the break. That's shocking and all, but that's not really a terrible loss. You get hiccups and people don't go undefeated. We see this.
You're right.
72 Dolphins.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, unless you're Liverpool Football Club, undefeated in 50 games in the Premier League, by the way, I want to point that out. Generally teams don't go undefeated. I mean, we saw the Patriots, two game days ago, two match weeks ago, losing. And then, of course, Matt, you like that. I'm trying to make it international here for everybody. And then, of course, we had the 49ers getting beat. It's going to happen. At some point.
The whole sky is falling. The sky is falling comes from the fact that the Saints are off a bye week and you get a poor performance like that. Then you're like, oh my God, what's happening here? The Breeze shouldn't have come back. Why are we so bad? Listen, it's a loss. Move on. Go to the road. Beat Tampa by 10. This game, 30-24, whatever the score is going to be, take care of business, and that's that. So that's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to go on the road. They're going to win. Tampa's going to do something stupid, turn the ball over, because that's what Winston does, whether it be a fumble or he's going to throw a costly pick down the road, whatever. New Orleans minus the points. Over, you got to look at the over because Tampa's just in wild shootouts all the time. So especially in the second half. The second half just take off in these Tampa games.
He's 3-6 and is taking over. I mean, what's your thoughts? Is he going to stick it out for much longer, or I mean, they're going to stay with him for a while? They're going to give him the time he needs.
Listen, NFL, we got to win today, and I don't get the whole. We just regurgitate guys who've, guys in Arizona. Let's just bring them back. Let's just bring back this guy. If you can take a shot on a coordinator. Go dig somebody out of college. Just be like, whatever. If we're gonna stink, why are we gonna stink with a guy who's been coaching for 30 years? Let's bring some new blood in. And
take like an elementary flag football coach and put him into the NFL and see what happens. It'd be kind of like one of those blind betting things.
Well, they did try that when they got the guy from the Bears took the guy from Canada. That didn't work out too well when they brought in that. Who was that, Nagy or whoever? I don't even remember who it was, but he was supposed to be the new thing. But I don't know. I just don't see how you just keep bringing in guys just because you could coach for 20 years. I mean, listen, let's look at Denver. I mean, I like that hiring a defensive guy, but come on, the offensive side of the ball is passed by for the last 30. This isn't ground and pound football anymore. Right. You get close to a wide receiver. Here comes the pass interference flags. You can challenge it. That's fine. We're never going to overturn one, but go ahead and challenge it. So it's offense. Get any of these, like the guy in Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury, people are like, how do you hire this guy? He's putting points up on the board every week. I mean, that's what people want to see. Yeah. That's what your fan base wants to see. Even if they're losing, at least they're excited. Like, we were right in it. We were there.
Your fan base wants to see the W.
Yeah, exactly. But when your team like Arizona's been suffering, if your team's losing, at least you can say, you know what? We got an offense that's rolling along a little bit. We're putting points on the board. We just need a little help on defense. Everybody needs a defense.
Yeah, that's poor consolation for the pathetic, to be honest with you. Because, if you're supporting a team that is really that bad that they lose all the time, okay, hearing me, Newcastle supporters. If your team loses all the time and the best you can say is, we played a great game. Yeah, we like to play that type of. We put points on the board. We gave you an exciting day out at the park. Yeah, but it sucks when you're not winning.
Not yet. No, absolutely, Nick. But come on, well, you're gonna keep bringing back guys from '90s football. That's not where the league is right now. They want fast-paced scoring up and down the field. At least you got a guy who's throwing the ball.
Maybe that's what the league is now. To Tony Brown, a guy that still needs a nickname, by the way. He was saying that he was modeling some of his NBA performance on NBA 2K19. Oh, here we go. Dayton McCauley says he should call him Tony the Sport Book Breaker Brown. How about Breaker Brown? Kind of like that. What do you think?
Breaker Brown?
Yeah.
Book
breaker.
Breaker
Book
Brown,
breaker.
maybe.
Book
Yeah,
breaker. Book breaker.
Triple,
all right.
Triple B.
Triple B. Triple B. Hey, Deshaun, I think there's Triple G in boxing. Now we got Triple B, which is better than tuberculosis, I think, on any stretch of the imagination. All right, Deshaun, thank you so much as always. Great picks. We took the
No, we got one more. We got to rattle off one more fast one for Carolina and Atlanta.
Okay, let's do it. We literally got no time. Falcons or Panthers?
That's right.
Give me the pick.
Falcons. We're taking the Falcons and the points.
All right. We got to go. Having too much fun today. Sorry. Check out the picks, picksandparlays.net. It's right up there for you. Be right back after this.
Nick. See ya.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
All right, welcome back as we wind down this special November 12th birthday of the Sultan of Kazantan Day edition of Picks and Parlays. We had a great show today, lots of picks, great fun with our cappers. We had Tony Brown, El Tigre, Tony Tellez, and Sean Higgs on. We are still trying to find a nickname, by the way, for Tony Brown. We have some have come in. We'd like to continue to collate these. Find us at Parlay Radio, hashtag, or Parlays, Picks Parlays. You can find us there on Twitter. When we come back, if we have a minute, or we won't have a minute, a couple seconds, I'll read the ones we have so far. But meanwhile, we had lots of picks. Let's recap them for you. Here we go. Here's what we talked about today. Tony T, El Tigre. We had Fresno State at San Diego State, said take the over at 42.5. Michigan at Michigan State, take the under 44. And Wake Forest at Clemson, take over 59. Before Tony, though, we did have Tony Brown, the capper without a nickname as of this moment. We had NBA and college basketball picks. Clippers at Rockets, take the Rockets on the money line. Raptors at Blazers, take Blazers -3. And Villanova at Ohio State, take the money line for Villanova plus 110. And then we capped it all off, to use a little handicapping joke. We capped it all off with the Sean Higgs, his free NFL picks. Steelers at Browns, take the Steelers over 40. Saints at Bucks, we said take the Saints -5.5. And Falcons at Panthers, take the Falcons plus 5.5. Those are our picks. Look, if you want more picks, and if you want to get more from these guys, we have 35 expert handicappers all on our website at picksandparlays.net. Listen, these guys are the best in the biz. They know what you want to know when it comes to sports betting. Just go to picksandparlays.net. We've got a ton of free picks, and we also have our expert picks there for you as well. And our college basketball specials going on, $4.49 right now till the end of the season. And don't forget to tune in Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 1 p.m. Pacific. That's Monday through Friday, every day of the week, right here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network and streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Do make us, please, a regular part of your week. In the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. We're looking for nicknames for Tony Brown. I think I have a favorite. I'm going to put it out there tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. We'll put the names out there. In the meantime, have a great night. Enjoy the sports. Bet responsibly. And remember, always bet, win, repeat.